Hello all, welcome to the network pentesting course at Pentester Academy. Now in the last video, we saw how you could go ahead and create your own DLL and ensure that the vulnerable application picks it up. Now in this video, we will look at if we can load meterpreter via DLL hijacking using dllmain, and we learn some nice little lessons. Okay, so in the last video, if you recall, from dllmain we called the message box code, which popped up a very simple message box. So logically, why not just take Raphael Mudge's Metasploit loader and call that instead, right? So let's see what happens. So I have Raphael Mudge's Metasploit loader in here. Let me click on the raw version. Just do a simple, hopefully I have internet connectivity in the VM. There we go. Let's open up the loader. Here it is. Now let me just add the requisite lines for dllmain. So let me open up our little hijack.c and just copy this out. You can use any editor you like. I'm a Vim guy, so I like Vim, but Pico, Nano, whatever works for you, feel free to use it. Okay, now in here, rather than call dllml, I'm just going to call main, which is where the Metasploit loader starts, right? And one of the things I'm going to do is, as this is loaded within an application, doesn't make any sense to have arguments. So I'm going to go ahead and feed in the IP address and port number in here manually. Port 9000, and let me just swap the order of WinSock in Windows. There we go. Now let's make this into a DLL. Let's call this main.dll for now. Oops, there's WinSock in there, so we use the -l ws2_32 so that the WinSock library dependencies are given. Now let's check for main.dll. There we go. It's a 32-bit DLL. Now let's also set up Metasploit. So I've already set up an exploit handler for Windows meterpreter reverse TCP. The IP is 10.10 and the port is 9000. Let me just hit exploit and go back in here, start my Python web server, and go back to the victim machine. I still have procmon running from the last demo. Refresh this. There you go, main.dll. Save it. Here it is. Let's put this in trash. Now the one which which was quite dependent in the last video was cav remover enu.dll, right? So let's use that. Cav remover enu. There we go. I don't need this anymore, so I could close procmon. Now let me start cav remover and see what happens. Okay, something seems to be happening. And if I go to my Metasploit instance, awesome, I have a meterpreter session. Okay, Let's do a sysinfo. Ah, what was this? Let's do a PS. Oops. Let's do a question mark. Nothing. Well, looks like our Metasploit second stage was sent, but pretty much nothing happens from there on, right? Something seems to be wrong here. Now this is where what you have to understand is that dllmain isn't really for doing hardcore things, right? Now meterpreter itself is a DLL, so from dllmain we are using the whole reflective loading strategy to in turn lose meterpreter. Now if you look at some documentation, one of the things you should never ever do is probably go ahead and invoke another DLL from within dllmain. And this is really where a lot of heavy duty work unfortunately cannot be done, which is in the case of meterpreter. So I have a link for this on the slides which you can have a look at, but the moral of the story is, well, unfortunately, even though it looks as if everything seems to be working fine, nothing is, right? This meterpreter session is as good as dead for us. So in the next video, we will look at what is the right way to go ahead and run meterpreter in this case. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and if you have, please do recommend us to your friends and colleagues in the InfoSec community. Thank you.